Greetings and welcome to Eagle Creek Springs, a tributary of the Sol Duc River at mile 41. The Sol Duc River flows into the Quileute River, which flows into the Pacific Ocean at La Push, Washington, the home of the Quileute tribe. This river has several species of salmon, and this creek supports Chinook salmon, coho salmon, the sockeye salmon, river sockeye, cutthroat trout, and steelhead. In 1999, it was turned into a SSHEAR site by the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife and my family. It's a kind of a private-public partnership. And we agreed to host this project. And what you're looking at here is the culvert. It's at the 14th baffle. There's 14 of these metal baffles built into this culvert as it goes down to the Sol Duc River. And we're at the end of it here as it creek meets up with it. This part is called the Wintering Over Pond. It was designed and engineered to be a safety zone, so when the Sol Duc River got into a flood stage and backed up, the fish could go out of the muddy, roaring river up into this creek to survive the storm. That was the main purpose of it, the main goal. There was a couple of other equal goals. One was to try to keep the blueback salmon, the river sockeye that come up into this creek to spawn, to keep that species alive. And after 24 years now, I guess, it's still active, still surviving. But our primary purpose here is to provide spawning and rearing for the coho salmon, native coho run. These are all coho fish. This is all an open environment, this project. SSHEAR stands for Sighted Salmon Habitat Enhancement and Restoration. It was a program that the Department of Fish and Wildlife had going in the 80s and 90s, and finally ended in 2003 when they abandoned all 58 of their sites and turned them over to volunteers to maintain. And this is one of those 48 sites. Because of the wear and tear on what they did on the other sites, we're now down to 50. 8 of them have completely washed out, mainly on the Hoh River, because it tends to move from one side of the valley to the other when it feels like it. But the Sol Duc River is nice and steady, and this project has been in place since 1999, and it was basically engineered, like I said, to provide a home, enhanced home. This is not a restoration project. This is all about enhancement. We are trying to improve every stage that the coho salmon has in this creek. They have 6 stages in their life cycle, and 4 of them are spent right here. So if we can improve that time while they're in the creek, then hopefully there'll be more survivors coming back to spawn. It seems to be working really well. We had last year in the spawning cycle, we had 50 pairs of native coho salmon spawning. That's equal to 150,000 eggs, which is pretty darn good for a group of volunteers on a project that has no funding. So there you go. I'm going to switch the camera around here pretty soon and show you the upper part of the Wintering Over Pond. Here we go. I'm going to do it right now. And yeah, you're looking up into the Wintering Over part. That area there is about 6 feet deep, on the other side of this log. We put the log there to keep brush and big other logs from blocking the culvert. So it serves as kind of a barrier, and stuff builds up in front of it, and it becomes a really nice shady area, so the fish congregate there. So you'll be seeing some salmon and some steelhead here shortly showing up to feed. This stream is enhanced in several different ways. We've put in 140 yards of spawning gravel over the years, over our 24-year existence, and we add woody debris to protect the fish and to provide a feeding home for invertebrate insects that the salmon and steelhead eat. And we have a bunch of spawning gravel up in the top part of the creek where the coho spawn. But right now it's feeding time. You can see some salmon there. I have to say, current's pretty good here, so this one salmon sits behind this rock and darts out and gets food, and then now it's going to get all the steelhead excited, so pretty soon you'll see a few more show up. So enjoy the show, and yeah, just letting you know that we're here and we're effective and working, and gonna have another great year. Gonna save salmon and steelhead in the Sol Duc River. That's what we're all about. Thank you for watching our video.